Just Imagine, a podcast series by Imagine Theatre.
Yes, hello again and welcome to episode 122 of this podcast series. And as the 2025-26 panto season closes, I'm here at one of Imagine Theatre's venues for a very special final show.
For more information, go to their website at www.imaginetheatre.co.uk.
Now, in the last episode, I was joined by the writer, tutor and performer who's established himself as one of Britain's most successful comedians and a pantomime legend, of course, the West Country's favourite daft comedian, Andy Ford. So if you're new to the series, we've been chatting to all sorts of fascinating guests, from celebrities and backstage team members to panto practitioners and academics. We've discussed specific panto characters and titles, talked about how pantomime is produced, its history and its future. In fact, there's an index to all of the 100 plus episodes on the Imagine Theatre website, and you can catch up with any episodes you've missed so far where you normally get your podcasts. And while you're there, don't forget to subscribe to the series so that you don't miss any future episodes. Now this time, a bit of a trip down memory lane for me, because I'm here at the Royal Spa Centre in Leamington Spa for one of the final performances of the 2025-26 pantomime season of Peter Pan. Now, I was here in Cinderella for the 2014-15 season, which brought together two performers who've been here ever since. However, this is the final year at this venue for the fabulous McCue and Sean Dodds. So we're going to make our way up the stairs and try and sneak in to the balcony here. It's a packed performance, capacity size audience. So let's just go in and catch some of the show.
Sandy boy, hello everybody. Hello Roger.
Hello, Dolly.
Very nice Roger.
Dolly, I'm so glad you're here. Oh, that's lovely to see you, Steve. Do you know, actually, sometimes I don't feel like I'm truly appreciated right here.
Thank you all so much. Ready to enjoy yourself today? We are having the best time doing Peter Pan here this year and every single year. On a personal note, Sean and I just want to say thank you so much for being the most incredible panto audiences. This season genuinely has changed our lives, and thank you so much for all your messages and cards and gifts and everything. People have been absolutely incredible. And please do us a massive favour, keep supporting the Spa Centre. This is a really wonderful theatre, so please keep coming along. And Rick, I hope you all had a gorgeous Christmas. We wish you all a healthy and happy 2026. And oh yes, you can take pictures and videos from this point on, not a problem. As long as when you post them online, you use the hashtag Leamington Panto. And would you like one more song? Yeah! Alright then, hit it! Come on everybody!
So as the audiences come out, let's find out what they love about JP and Sean and the pantos here.
Yeah, really good. Yeah, really good fun.
Yeah.
And they always entertain everybody, whether it be the adults or the children.
Yeah, it's very good. Yeah, we enjoyed it. Yeah, first time I've been in a while. So.
And you brought the whole family. What did they think?
They loved it. Yeah, my little lad here's only 3, but he seemed to enjoy it. So got our nieces with us as well.
It's just really funny. He makes us laugh. We just have a really good time.
Just good entertainment, really. Yeah. A bit of
Something
fun
for
the adults
everybody
as well. Yeah, it was good.
Tremendous tribute for them at the end of the show. Obviously, last show is this weekend for them. How many have you seen? Have you seen a few over the years?
Oh yeah, a few over the years, probably 6 or 7 maybe over the years.
What's the great thing about the shows here?
I just think it's a nice for all the family to get together to see the children and like all the adults. Yeah.
So you obviously enjoyed the show. What was the best thing about it for you?
Oh, well, I like to wear the splash to the audience.
Were you down the front?
No, we went down the front, but then they came back with the guns, and we thought we were out of range. But then they snuck up the side and got us. But yeah, no, it was good. We'll certainly come again.
There's always something different. every show you come to.
Is it the comedy? Is it the songs?
Yeah,
Is it everything?
comedy, everything basically.
And what about JP and Sean? Obviously it's their last year. They finished this weekend. Do you come because of them?
Yes, because they're always there. It's really fun to see them.
And she met them a couple of years ago outside as well.
Ah. And they're nice people as well, aren't they?
Yeah.
How many years have you been coming, do you know?
3 years we've been coming. So, yeah, we love it.
Will it be the same without them, do you think?
No, definitely not.
Right, as the audience have left, let's head inside and meet the boys. Well, Sean Dodds, can you believe from Cinderella all those years ago that you'd still be here at the Royal Spa Centre after 10, 11, maybe 12 years?
No, I can't at all. Yeah, I remember first being offered a job here, and I thought, oh, this will show my drama teacher, because he said I'd never make it to the RSC. Little did I know he meant Shakespeare. But no, absolutely, it's just been brilliant. It's been a whirlwind. I think it's 10 or 11 years now, but it's absolutely flown by, and it doesn't feel like it's been a decade. It feels like it was only yesterday that we were in Cinderella together. Yeah. So it's brilliant. It's a really nice feeling, and we're really happy with this show and how it's turned out. And we're very proud of what we've done here over the past however many years we've been here.
Just to show you how old I am, I remember you as a kid coming through at Curve in shows like Oliver and showing that sort of talent. But was the panto that you did here, that Cinderella, was that your very first panto, or had you done any before that?
No, I'd done lots before. I was in the junior chorus as a child in amateur dramatics in my local theatres. And then I worked in the ensemble, believe it or not, as a dancer. Mm-hmm. I used to be a very good dancer. More step clicks now. But and then I first worked for Imagine in Porthcawl, South Wales, in Snow White. That was as ensemble as well, before coming here and starting my residency as comic.
So what are the highlights for you? Because the various shows that you've done, I mean, some you may have done twice now, but what have been the highlights, the best shows, the best experiences?
Do you know what? I think there's way too many to I couldn't possibly name them all. But I think for me, when you are somewhere for so many years, like we have been here, and you have the returning audiences every year that just get better and better, we sort of strive to try and keep the shows at that same level. We want it to be better every single year, and so there's many things that happen that I'm just like, this is just the best. It doesn't get better than this, and it's great. And as you know as well, when things go wrong in a pantomime, that's often the thing that most people remember. I've had people coming to see us at the end of the show, and they're talking about something that went wrong in a pantomime 7 years ago, and it's still fresh in their mind. That's good going. So I think all things like that is brilliant. I think that's the magic of pantomime, and that's what makes it so special.
You see, when I said one of the highlights for you, I thought you might have said, well, I actually met my wife in Snow White here at the Royal Spa Centre.
Oh no! Yes, of course. That's if you let me finish, Martin. What I was going to go on to say. No, of course, that is in life. That is the highlight of my life. It is meeting my beautiful wife in Snow White. Her, of course, playing the beautiful Snow White, and me playing the charming, dashing Prince Charming. No, I didn't. I played the court jester, of course, Magic Max. But it was like our very own little fairy tale pantomime off stage as well as on stage. It was love at first sight.
So Emma, is all that true? Is that how you remember it?
Yes, it was. It was like a movie because we stayed in the same digs together. And I actually opened the front door of our digs, and he was stood there, and I was like, oh, he's attractive. And he was like, oh, she's attractive. And it just blossomed,
So you hadn't seen him at rehearsals at that stage? You literally...
No, the first day, the night before we started rehearsals was the first time we met. And we opened the door and we were like, hello.
And from then on, pretty inseparable?
Yes, very much so, So, married now.
What's he like to actually live with, apart from, being on stage with?
He is like a panto comic 24/7.
Is he? I've seen the videos on Insta and various other places, so he's never stops performing.
No, he never stops telling jokes. If I'm having a down day, I can guarantee to be happy again in about 10 minutes with Sean. So, yeah.
How many have you done together?
This is our second show together. We did a play together as well at our local theatre, but we did the one where we met, and then we're doing your last one here together, which is nice.
So what do you think, when you see him, and I mean, you spend some time on stage with him, but when you see him on stage, what do you think? Because I think the chemistry that he has with JP is incredible, isn't it?
Oh yeah, phenomenal. I'm just so proud of him. There's been a few times where they do their final bow together where I have shed a tear more than they have. So I'm just in the corner crying and they're just smiling in the middle. So proud of them both.
It's interesting because I was watching it for the bows today and JP does a speech, and says thank you for your support and so on. I could see you had a little twinkle in your eye there looking at the two centre stage. So it's sad, isn't it? Yeah, oh my gosh, it's really sad. I think tomorrow when it's our last show, we'll all be a mess. I probably won't be able to sing the last song. But yeah, it's been a journey for them both, and JP is a huge part of our lives as well. How does it feel then, Sean? Just a couple of shows left. How do you feel about it now?
It's one of those things, I don't think I've quite got to grips with it yet, and as Emma said, it will be the last show is when it'll all sort of bubble up to the surface, and we will try and get through the last song. But yeah, I'm trying to very much just to kind of keep going at it as the true professional that I am. But no, it's been an absolute joy, a whirlwind of lots of different emotions, especially for this last one. And what an amazing one to end on as well, Peter Pan, which we've never done here before. So it's everything a panto needs: flying, magic, mischief, mayhem. It's brilliant. So yeah, we'll see. I don't know if I will cry. I've said to the others I don't think I will, but I said that.
I think he will. I think he will. And listen, what about the venue as well? Because over the decade or so that you've been here, JP was here before you, obviously, but you've really grown the audience, haven't you? And the venue, and I mean, I think it's a perfect venue for panto because you can see the whites of everybody's eyes, can't you?
Yes, it's such an intimate venue, which is great, and that kind of just adds to the whole sort of cosy atmosphere that we try and create with this audience as well. And it's great. The audiences every single year, they, as I said before, they get better and better, and it makes us up our game and want to do an even better pantomime than we've done the year before. And that's all down to how much they love the show and how much we love them.
And so, obviously, a tough decision, and we'll hear from JP in a moment, but you made that decision. Presumably you're looking for a new challenge now, maybe just a time to move on.
Yes, definitely, yeah. I think it's the right time at the moment to move on, and you're totally right. We'll be looking at sort of new challenges, new ventures, both on stage and off stage as well. So yes, watch this space. Who knows what the future will bring, but yeah, hopefully it'll be nice and still full of mischief and mayhem.
Well, listen, it's going to be an emotional final day for you all. Have a fabulous last couple of shows. All the best for the future. Sean and Emma, thank you for talking to us.
Thank you very much, Martin. Thank you.
Yes, we just see his tail back his ear and rinse the head.
Oh, what do you think, everyone? Should we take these buckets and water? It's so strange. Everyone here is saying yes. All these people are saying no.
This year, unbeknownst to them, I booked into the splash zone. But then again, you know what they say, majority wins.
So that's such a lovely story, isn't it, that Sean Dodds and Emma Marsh met on Snow White here and then got married, and they're back this year in Peter Pan. Sean has been playing Smee and Emma is playing Wendy Darling. So let's make our way down the corridor and see if we can find JP McCue, who's playing not one character this year, but two. JP, it's a tough one for you this weekend, the final shows, and you're struggling a little bit as well, aren't you, because of what might be an illness or something?
Yeah, it's just my voice is just starting to go. You know what it's like. I'm sure anyone who sees panto or does panto understands it's a full-on schedule for everybody. And then kind of coming back after the new year, you're like, you have to tell your body, we've still got a little bit to go. But I'm going to do my best and try and get through it all.
Can I take you back to the first show you did here? Because obviously you and Sean came together in Cinderella,
Yes.
but you'd been here before then. What was your first sort of reaction of the venue and the place when you came here first time?
Obviously, I've been thinking about all this recently as we're coming to the end. And it's so funny because people were like, why Leamington? And it was completely by accident. You know, I'd auditioned for Imagine for Scotland, and it wasn't a right part for me up there. So they didn't hear anything else. And then later that year, they said, what about Leamington? And I genuinely had never heard of the place, which I know is crazy, but I really hadn't. And then, I think I'd done panto a lot as a kid growing up in Scotland. It's such a big thing. And I was playing the comic that year in Snow White, and I'd done that lots as a kid. So I kind of just threw myself into it. And I think it was during a kind of transitional period where there wasn't a resident comic or dame or whatever. So I think it was an easier gig to kind of jump in on and just kind of do what I did. And they seemed to really enjoy it. And then obviously I got offered the following year as well.
That wasn't before Mary Mac. Mary Mac was around before then, was she?
Maybe just starting out. I mean, certainly not where Mary is now. So it was kind of on the back burner. I was still auditioning for musicals and plays and pantos, obviously. Mary wasn't my full-time as she is now. So, she was slowly becoming part of my life at that point.
Having drag performers in panto is fairly commonplace now. But in many ways, you were groundbreaking, certainly as a drag dame. I don't know many drag dames before you, and you were very different to people like Danny LaRue, Lily Savage and others, weren't you? Do you feel that you were sort of groundbreaking in a way?
I think there's definitely a time. You know, I didn't quite grow up with Stanley Baxter, but I'd known the history of everything like that, and the amazing Stanley Baxter and Kerry Dupree, and I think there was maybe a gap. Obviously, Kerry was doing it every year, but Kerry kind of stepped away from the drag scene and did their own theatre shows and everything. So I think maybe I was one of the first ones to kind of come in and do a proper mainstream panto. And it was very much at the beginning of my drag career as well, so it was easier to weave myself in and out of being a dame and having that drag aspect as part of it. But so exciting to see tons of drag queens across the country now headlining pantos, which is fantastic, because it really is. I've said it a million times, drag is for everyone. You know, I think it used to be thought of as an adults only, quite a crude and rude thing, and of course it can be, but some of the best panto people I see are drag performers.
Yeah, and not just playing dame, playing all sorts of characters.
Yes.
In terms of the 10, 12 years or so that you've been here, what are the highlights?
Well, I think obviously Sean is just such a big part of my life now and everything I do here. And again, he was just, as you know, you were there with us in Cinderella. He was just cast as Buttons, and nobody, there was never an intention of us becoming a double act, because we were sisters with Mike, and we just kind of, obviously we hit it off as people. I really enjoyed his company. And then, obviously that is the big highlight for me, is creating Sean and I's double act of the Dame and Silly Boy. And, it's just been crazy how much that's come together. And then just amazing, obviously then getting to take over, starting writing with Jan, and then co-directing the last few years as well. It's been wonderful for me to learn new skills, as much as panto's been a massive part of my life forever. Yeah. It's been nice to be able to actually step into the different roles as well.
How would you describe that relationship on stage with Sean? Because I think even in the first year, you were playing sisters with Mike Royce, and obviously Sean was Buttons, so the relationship between a dame and a comic isn't quite the same. But even then you could see that chemistry was there, that sort of twinkle in your eyes on stage together. What sort of relationship is it?
I think it's a relationship, firstly, of complete trust. I have no doubt in my mind at any point if Sean derails a scene, or I can just see him, I can see him thinking about something. So I think the two of us completely trust each other, which is, I think, where any double act works perfectly, whether it's in a panto or not. You've got each other's backs if something goes wrong, or also if you want to make something go wrong, then you trust each other to go, okay, he's obviously going somewhere with this, so I'm just going to either let him run or join in. And a lot of the times, when it's happened countless times here, someone else will say something, or a member of the audience will say something, and the two of us come back with the exact same comeback to whatever's just happened. And that's just because we're very much, and we write together now and things like that, so I think we're just very much on the same wavelength.
Yeah, and apart from the trust, obviously there's the sort of empathy and support of each other on stage. Very often people can compete with each other on stage and, you know, step on each other's toes, either by accident or sometimes on purpose. But you give each other space, you know, there's that sort of mutual respect as well.
1,000,000%. I don't think there's ever been a time that Sean and I have fought against each other in terms of getting laughs or, you know, more scenes or more. And obviously some shows lend themselves more to, you know, Jack and the Beanstalk is very Dame Trot heavy. She's involved in a lot of stuff. And then other things, even when we did Aladdin here, and it was during the pandemic, or just at the tail end of it, and Sean was Aladdin, which was fantastic because we had to reduce the cast numbers, so he got to be the leading man and the, you know, the hero, and still do all the comedy as well. And Sean, he was brilliant, and I was so proud to see him do something different, like we're doing again this year with me being the baddie and the dame. And you know, there's never a moment where either of us look at each other and think, oh, I wish I was doing that, or I wish, you know, we really respect each other massively.
Hook and Dolly in this. Is it new? I've never seen it done before, you know, one actor playing both. Obviously, in the traditional show, you know, very often Mr. Darling and Captain Hook are the same person, because obviously that goes back to Jay and Barry, but I don't think I've ever seen this done before. Was it completely your idea?
It was kind of a roundabout idea. I've always wanted to play Captain Hook, so when we knew we were doing Peter Pan, everyone was kind of very happy for me to be Hook, and we're going to do a very different kind of Hook and really comedy, but still got the bad stuff and whatever. And then obviously when we made the decision that this year was going to be our last year, we couldn't not have Dolly in it because Dolly's been around for 10 years. So then I didn't want to let go of Hook, basically. So we came up with the idea, and I've played the double role before a few years ago in Snow White, where we did the twin sister thing again. And I thought, well, like you say, normally the parents are something else in the story. And I thought, well, I can take that idea. So Dame Dolly is Wendy's mum, and then actually it just turns out that Hook is Wendy's aunt. So it's kind of that evil aunt, which has done a lot of in pantos and stuff. So then once we started writing, I was like, actually, this is, I mean, it's a lot of work, but it's great fun.
And in terms of the writing, something that's developed over the time as well. And then you mentioned co-directing. Obviously, Mary Mack has really taken off. So you're busy all the time, touring musicals. Everybody's talking about Jamie and so on. Is that one of the reasons why you decided now is time to maybe step away from here and do something different?
I think there's many reasons, obviously, but that is definitely one of them. It's a lovely thing to know in the December of the year before, or even earlier sometimes, that you have that 6 weeks of work booked in at the end of the year for the following panto. It's a lovely feeling to have, and we've been so lucky to have that for the last 12 seasons, 13 seasons now. But it also does then affect other work. You know, you can't take a year-long tour, or maybe sometimes if the producers are nice, they'll let you go. So I think for me, especially because of where Mary's getting to now and plans for her, it was definitely time. And it's really, I'm sure Sean has said the same thing, it wasn't an easy decision at all. We love this venue and we've had the best time, but you do kind of have to go and listen. We've both said it on separate occasions. This may be the worst decision we've ever made, and we might come crawling back, and it won't be crawling. The theatre and Imagine and everyone have been lovely and said, you know, we totally understand it. People want to go and try things, but they're all been lovely, the theatre and Imagine, to say, look, the door's open. We love you guys. We love what you do. So, you know, it's not impossible that we could be back doing it somewhere at some point together.
Emotional though? 3 shows left?
Yes, I mean, it's crazy. And I'm a terribly emotional person anyway, and my family all came to opening night, so that was a lot for me because they've seen me grow up here, and also like, even down to the fact that Christmas is such a family time, but they understand that I'm away doing what I love. But the fact that they all travelled down, it was like a film. Some of them drove, some of them flew, some of them got the train. It was amazing, but 12 of them came to opening night, which was just, so I was very emotional then. And just once, you know what it's like at the end of Tech Week, you're just happy it's on its feet. And yet tonight and the next 2 shows tomorrow will be, it'll be a lot for me. I was very young when I started here in 2012. It's a long time ago. And, you know, my life is completely different now. And a lot to do with what I've learned here, the people I've met here. You know, and I live here now. I live in Leamington, and that's not changing anytime soon. I love this place. So, it'll be a lot tomorrow, for sure.
And one thing is for sure, just coming and doing that first panto here really did change your life, didn't it? In so many different ways.
I say it at the end of every show, and I know people say things like this all the time, but genuinely, for a million reasons. It has changed both mine and Sean's life. Sean's with Emma now. They met here, you know. They're two of my best friends. I love them to death. And I don't think people, and of course they won't know because they don't know us personally throughout the year, although they really feel like they do. And what's been wonderful this year is people bringing their kids up who are 12, 13, 14 saying, we literally watched this their whole lives. Yeah. And that is monumental and very overwhelming, to be honest. But so lovely that people have made us part of their traditions every year, and kids have grown up watching us, as I did, you know, with the Crankies and Lindsay Smith and all that. Yeah. They were my panto childhood. And I think it's wonderful to have been part of that for so many families.
Listen, it's going to be an emotional weekend. On behalf of everybody at Imagine, at the venue, and the thousands and thousands of people who've seen you here over 12 years or so, thank you so much for everything you've done. Congratulations, and all the very best for the future.
Cheers, Martin. You're always brilliant. Thank you.
So from the Royal Spa Centre in Leamington Spa, that's it for now. Don't forget to subscribe through your favourite podcast app, and make sure you join me, Martin Ballard, next time for episode 123, when Imagine's joint CEOs, Sarah and Steve Bowden, will join me to review another season at their 18 panto venues.
Thank you for listening to the latest edition of Just Imagine, the podcast series from Imagine Theatre. And you can find out more by going to www.imaginetheatre.co.uk.